good morning. This is a continuation of last video. So if you see what is the next one is the primary key, candidate key definitions are being shown here. So what is the primary key? In a particular set of attributes, only one attribute, that is the roll number or employee number, will be selected as the primary key. Why we are doing that? This column or the attribute that can identify a record uniquely in a relation is called primary key. So in one table only one primary key will be there. Other things cannot, that thing will that primary key should not be duplicated and not null. Mandatory entry will be there. We cannot left that one blank. That is what the main eligibility of that one. Primary key means primary key is the only one unique key who should be set in a table which will be uniquely identify a particular entity. So for example, employee number is the primary key. We cannot make employee name as the primary key. Why? Because employee name can be sometimes repeated. Raja is one of the employee names. The same name can be repeated many times. But anyway, that is also uniquely identify a particular record. That is employee name also having an eligibility to become a primary key, but we cannot make that as the primary key. So that employee name is said to be candidate key. Employee number can be the primary key because it is also identify a particular record, but that will be uniquely identified. No roll number or employee number will be repeated, so that is also cannot be made as blank, not null. So null fields not allowed for primary keys. So this is what the thing we are making, that employee number as the primary key. Candidate keys may have the eligibility to become primary key, but only one column can be the primary key. So other columns whichever having the eligibility to become primary key means they also can identify a record. For example, Ankita is her records there in the first one. Her employee number is 1. Her name is Ankita. So the primary key is employee number, but her name is also identifying the record, right? So employee name also now used to identify personally particular Ankita record will be there. So this is what the related rows identification has been given in employee name, but anyway we are not going to make that one as the primary key, so it is called as a candidate key. So employee name as candidate key, employee number is the primary key. So according to the requirement, the database analyst will select only one column as primary key. That is according to the requirement that must contains unique value, and compulsorily it should not be not null. You should not make this one left blank. Okay. So this is what primary key and candidate key. Next one is alternate key. What is the alternate key? There are two candidate keys in a table, two or more candidates. One become the primary key, the next become the alternate key. That's it. So in the case of last table, what we have seen, employee number is the primary key and employee name become the alternate key. Okay. But employee number and name are two candidate keys, but one become the primary key and another become the alternate key. So then foreign key, what is the foreign key? If you want to create a relationship between two tables, so the non-key attribute which is derived from the primary key of another table. So the non-key attribute, for example, in employee table, department number is the non-key attribute of particular employee table, but it will be the primary key of another table. So if you want to create relationship between two tables, department table as well as the employee table, you need a primary key in next one, and that primary key should be your foreign key in your table, main table, that is employee table. This is what foreign key. So foreign key columns will for the values in primary key in another table.